Hello everyone! This is my first episode of Meals with Mike. Welcome. We're gonna be making curry udon. Sit back, relax, or even make this with me and dance to this superb jazz music. Let's go. So to start off, these are the things that you're going to be needing for this vegetarian curry. You can basically make a meat one if you would like. You can substitute the eggplant with maybe some sliced pork or chicken even, up to you, but yeah. So, to prepare an eggplant, you want to cut the top bit off first, so that, just not too much, just as long as you can get a reasonable chunk out of like the green stem part. And now you can basically tear it apart like I just did there. Yeah, but I cut it a little bit more there because it was still, hanging around, and off it goes into the compost bin. So to chop it up, you kind of just want to get a nice cube. Well, you just want it cubed into decent bite-sized chunks. So here I cut off the little ends on the very end of the eggplant, of course, and I continue on to having struggled to cut this eggplant. It was incredibly hard for some reason, but there you go, there I have, and I'll see you when we prepare the carrots. So, for the carrots, you have a choice of actually, if you want to actually peel it. If not, you wash it and then you can just cut it up. But here, since I'm peeling it, I've decided not to wash it. So, yeah, there you have it. Alright, so to cut it up, you want to get rid of that part, like I've been pointing at, like I point there several times to you guys. Yeah, so you want to cut off the little ends because of course you don't really want to eat those. I mean, if you want to, you can try. Don't know how they taste though. But continue on to, I just basically cut all of them. So now you want to try and cut it vertically. I don't really do that so I don't really do it so well at the first go, but basically you want to try to cut it on like an edge so you can get that nice slanted looking carrot piece. But basically what the carrot's going to do to the actual curry is going to make it a lot sweeter. Now for the spring onions. So I was trying to search this up and turns out that scallions are actually spring onions. So there you have it, I guess. So basically I've cut the top bit off so I can leave it for later for the garnish, but I do end up also using some part of that as well. So I cut the stems off like I have here, well not the stems, like the root bits, and yeah. So now I have basically cut them up into decent lengths, nice bits, so that you can add them into when you cook. It makes it a lot easier for when you cook. And so as I said before, I've ended up using a little bit of here as well. And I think I dropped one as well. There you have it. So the top bits, you can, if you want, you can actually leave out the very really top bits, the really sharp, like pointy bits, but that's up to you, of course. And there you have it. There, look at me over there. So now you have all of your things nice and prepared. Look at that shaky camera as it's dancing to the nice music. It's not really to the beat though. But I also cut up the fried tofu here, as you can see. And there's my udon noodles. Alrighty, so to cook, add some oil, add in your spring onions, and cook for a little bit while you cook, saute that for maybe a few minutes or so. Add your carrots in, saute that for a little longer, add your eggplants. And so keep that cooking, and don't, if you want, you can stir it around a little bit, but don't touch it too much. So now everything's kind of collapsed now. The eggplants are pretty collapsed. I'm getting ready to put in my dashi stock. So my dashi stock is actually in powder, so I don't actually have it. I didn't really prepare it beforehand. So I've added in the water about 5 to 6 cups, just enough to cover it. And then I added 2 packets of this dashi powder. So dashi stock is made of bonito flakes, which is like fish flakes. You can correct me on that. Don't quote me on it though. Please don't. So I add 2 packets here, and it was actually kind of salty already. So originally you actually had to add soy sauce, so you don't have to worry too much about the soy sauce now, I guess. So leave that now to simmer, and you can basically do whatever you want for that time being. Now as it's getting cooked, now the eggplants are pretty soft now, and everything has basically collapsed. I've used that word 3 times now. So I'm mixing it around again. Now I'm adding my fried tofu. Fried tofus are, of course, you don't need to cook it for too long, but if you cook it for too long, it doesn't really overcook. Well, at least I don't think so. But yeah, I'm adding in my mirin with about 2 tablespoons. I kind of just measured it with my eyes, but 2 tablespoons should be enough. Or maybe that was like 2 teaspoons. But yeah. I've decided to add in a little bit of sugar. That's not a good camera shot. So a little bit of sugar in there for you guys, just to make it a little bit sweeter and to even out the saltiness slightly. I should have probably also added a little bit more mirin, as it was already really salty, and the mirin would have probably made it a little bit more acidic, a bit more vinegary. Now for your, I guess, curry flour mixture. So I've put in around 2 tablespoons. You know, you can kind of just do whatever you want with that. But I mix it up with my fork here just to get it really nice and even. You don't have to actually mix it that much, but try to mix it as well as you can. So now to add in that mixture, that dry mixture that you just made. So in there, like in the list before, we had cornstarch, flour, and curry. The curry powder in actually the one that my mom bought is actually already kind of pre-salted already. So there's already quite a bit of salt in here. But so I added about half of it at a time. I thought it was kind of gonna get like lumpy, but eventually it kind of just courses through the curry, the dashi stock anyways. It kind of just gets dissolved in there, as you, if you like want to say that. And from there, I later on just add the second part of it, or the second half of the dry mixture, as I proceed to do so now. There you are. Mix kind of at the top. Yeah, interesting. I'm kind of reviewing my own cooking while I'm talking to you guys. Let's go. And so we've reached the end of this curry making process. Now I've actually added some fish cakes in there because my family sort of wanted little bit of meat. So yeah, again, make sure to season it to your taste. Add a bit more of like mirin or salt or even sugar to your taste, and of course taste it before you pick it up. And so here we have our Tsuyu, 1 cup of Tsuyu sauce diluted with I think 5 to 6 cups of water, or quite a bit of water at least, just to cook the udon, make it more flavorful and stuff like that. And then you can start plating up. Yeah. And now plate up, and here you have it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this first episode, and I hope you enjoyed this first episode. Hit that like button if you liked it, and subscribe if you're new. Take care, guys.